Hello everyone and welcome to this special edition of the MMA Rundown. Yes, another special edition of the MMA Rundown. I'm Drew Shannon, he's Albert Cameron, and this is the fallout from Complete Devastation MMA 7. The stuff that we couldn't show you last week, we're showing you this week.
Before we get started, we want to thank everyone who came out to Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 7. Made it a huge success. A lot of great fights, a lot of historic moments. We also want to thank our friends at MMA Cage Night who pulled him and I aside.
Thank you guys very much. It was an honor.
It really was. We enjoyed it thoroughly. Throughout today's episode, we're going to be bringing you results, some thoughts and analysis. We're also going to play 4 whole fights from Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts 7. Don't go away.
He's so excited he can't talk. It's all coming up next on the MMA Rundown. Stick around.
Check out Karlheim versus Dobosh. Let's go, boys, let's go! Jim Snyder officiating. Welcome back. You ready? Come on, let's see it! Come on, absolutely. Drew, this fight in particular has been so up and down. As of yesterday's weigh-in, fresh fights. Those are Dobosh who's ready to fight Matthew Maney. Off the back of the head, boys. Both of those fights fell through. I think they got a
Absolutely. Both of these men are looking very powerful.
Oh! Great job strong-arming Dobosh, but I think Dobosh is ready to get back to the front of the main. Exactly, that's what Dobosh is really sending him to kickboxing, so I imagine he's going to try to play a lot of strength. He also likes to softer energy. He does. Oh, Dobosh with a rear naked choke attempt. Lots of hook action. The hook action. You got over a minute. He's choking. He's choking. Oh, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops this bout at 57 seconds of the first round. Your winner by tap out by rear naked choke. In the red corner, Brandon Lux. Brandon, if we're going to roll real quick. We'll let you take a picture first with the Complete Devastation ring girls. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Courtney and Alyssa joining us tonight.
That is just the first of 4 fights that we're going to be showcasing from Complete Devastation MMA 7 here on the MMA Rundown. Unbelievable brawl. Brandon Lux versus Caleb Costa Dobosh from Costa Rica.
Brandon Lux was really hero of the day on that one. He wasn't supposed to fight up until like maybe 4 hours before fight night went on. Dobosh was supposed to fight Maney. That fight fell through. Lux brought his gear. Dobosh was able to make weight. And we got that fight you guys had just seen.
And we do want to give props to everybody who fought on the card. There were some people who dropped out for one reason or another. Those guys that stayed, thank you very much for your dedication and your hard work to Complete Devastation. You will definitely be asked to come back and fight.
Absolutely. We thank you guys a lot. Coming out of the fight, Drew, what do you say we give them some of the quick results? Some of the fights that went on.
All right, let's do that. Of course, the bout that everybody was talking about other than the main event was the first female MMA fight in our region, Maggie O'Neill taking on Courtney Kern. Maggie O'Neill with the unanimous decision over Courtney Kern.
Maggie O'Neill is a naturally heavy striker. We've never seen her fight before, but we know she trains at a Team Damage Inc. And those guys train for all kinds of dangerous situations.
They do.
So Maggie O'Neill, being 21 years old, just training for 6 months, really had to have some natural talents when she got in there. And we saw that whenever she fought Courtney Kern. Courtney Kern, a naturally gifted striker in her own right. She is a amateur kickboxing contender, and I think when you and I were calling commentary, we made mention about her posture, how dangerous she looked like when she was striking. O'Neill got the quantity of strikes. Kern got the quantity.
And I'll tell you what, we're going to try to have that bout for you very, very soon here. It was a match. It was a bout that you definitely did not want to miss. And if you missed it, sorry. But we'll get it to you. Don't worry about that, because we're cool like that. Lenny Karlheim submits Derek Hayes at 39 seconds of round 1 via armbar.
With Charlie Gathers going pro, right now there's a gap in Altoona for the amateur division that really needs to be filled. I'm thinking it's going to be Lenny Karlheim coming in there, and because Altoona went absolutely ballistic for this guy.
Oh my God, did they ever?
They went berserk. And I think throughout the night I gave Lenny Karlheim the nickname King of the Altoona Amateurs, and he deserved it. Derek Hayes had him a little bit outpowered. I think Derek Hayes' natural power kind of alarmed Lenny a little bit, but Lenny kept his head. He was cool, calm, and collected, and he pulled out that armbar in 39 seconds of the first round.
Dare I say Lenny is Altoona's second favorite son.
Perhaps.
Brett Showtime Schoenfeld defeating Noe Quintanilla via triangle choke at 440 in round number 2 of their bout.
That fight was so evenly paced. Schoenfeld and Quintanilla were trading strikes. At one point, Quintanilla had Schoenfeld on the mat and opened a cut above his left eye.
That he did.
The round ended. The second round started much as the first had done. They were trading strikes. They were grappling back and forth, but Schoenfeld was able to get Quintanilla in a triangle choke and was really raining elbows down that might have stopped the fight a lot earlier than it had. So props to Quintanilla for holding out that long. No one can fault the guy for tapping out and saving his own well-being.
And in the main event, Tyler the Daywalker Saltsman and Charlie the Madman Gathers. I don't think we should tell them. I think we should make them wait until we play the actual fight here on the MMA Rundown.
Make them wait till the end of the episode?
Wait until the end of the episode. You won't want to miss that fight. That's coming up later on. Up next, fight number 2 of the episode, Paul P. McAleer taking on Edward Lee. Don't miss it.
stops this bout at 104 in the second round. Your winner by tap out from rear naked choke in the blue corner, McAleer.
Welcome back to the MMA Rundown Special Edition, the Complete Devastation MMA 7 Fallout. I'm Drew Shannon. He's Albert Cameron.
Paul McAleer versus Canada's Edward Lee. Edward Lee is the first international fighter to come to Complete Devastation, but he was no match for Paul P. McAleer. Now, something interesting I found out about McAleer after the fight, when he first started training with Dignan Brumbaugh, he probably went 230, 240, and he fought very easily at bantamweight. So the guys at Dignan Brumbaugh really whipped him into shape, and Paul, congratulations on the victory. That was a hard-fought win. True.
Edward Lee, thanks for coming.
Oh, and Edward Lee wasn't like a can.
No.
You know, he was a good talent. He got in there. He just didn't have the opportunity to implement his game plan.
We'd like to see him come back, too.
Absolutely.
Came all the way from Canada with that dedication. Wow, that's unbelievable.
Incredibly nice guy, too.
All right. The best moments of Complete Devastation MMA 7, Albert.
I think these are the moments that, other than the fights, that really just made Complete Devastation Mixed Martial Arts special. If not for you and me, but for everyone who was in attendance that night. Charlie Gathers made the audible on Facebook that, you know, hey, we're all going to get together. We're all going to wear pink. We're gonna show our support for breast cancer research and trying to find a cure. Do it again. You and I even went out and bought matching ties that day.
We did.
And to see everyone who, you know, trainers, coaches, fighters who wore pink pregame. It was so nice to see everyone come together and support a cause and really come together as a community, which really impressed me.
And a special shout out to the Penn State women's volleyball, or Penn State Altoona women's volleyball team for coming out and showing their support. They had special merchandise for sale in support of breast cancer research. Thanks to them and everyone who came out as far as vendors and all that are concerned.
That was absolutely fabulous.
Fantastic.
One of the next great moments, women's MMA finally breaking ground in our region.
Unbelievable bout. I can't wait until we show this on the MMA Rundown, because this is just going to be something that you have to see.
Yeah.
Ladies broke the barrier, and like I said before, the door was not only open, it was broken down, beat in, bashed to pieces. These ladies showed that they could go toe to toe, and anything the guys can do, they can do, maybe even better.
Well, with the UFC breaking news that, you know, now they're going to fold women's MMA into the UFC. You know, Strikeforce did it. Invicta FC is a whole promotion around women's MMA. These ladies are getting together. They're showing up in these fight cards, and they are taking the world by storm. And Altoona, Pennsylvania is no different. Courtney Kern versus Maggie O'Neill, probably one of the better amateur fights I've seen in a while. Like, you know, these ladies, they were good. For debuting amateurs, that fight was fantastic.
It was unbelievable.
And so now, you know, now we're left to wonder, what is the next ladies fight? What is the fight after that? You know, I really want any lady who's training, who wants to compete in women's MMA, come to Altoona. We'll be happy to call your fights. We will welcome you with open arms.
Most definitely. What about Charlie Gathers and Tyler Saltsman finally burying the hatchet, getting in the ring one-on-one, and the outcome, a great show of sportsmanship between these two.
Absolutely. I can't tell you who won because
we're not going to tell you.
No, we're not telling you. You gotta watch.
You gotta wait.
You gotta wait. But fists were thrown, blood was shed, and it's over. You know, they finally come to peace with what was bothering them. They were finally got in the cage and was able to do it mano a mano.
Right. The talk and the Facebook smack, all water under the bridge. These guys got in the ring. They got in the cage. They fought, got their differences worked out, and I believe they're friends now on Facebook again.
Yeah, and the thing about that was, even though now that they've moved past it, it was such an electric main event. To be sitting there calling. Charlie had custom walkout music. Tyler had me believing that people were messing with me as far as what his music was concerned, but it was so tense. It was such an energy building up from everyone who, you know, was there from Altoona representing the Madman, the folks who drove all the way from State College that were there to support Tyler Saltsman.
And speaking of entrance music, we're going to have our top 4 entrance music songs, top 4 entrances of the night, coming up in just a bit. Right now, let's get to fight number 3 of Complete Devastation MMA 7. Lenny Karlheim taking on Derek Hayes.
sure I think you need to find out that now that Charlie Gathers has gone pro.
Just a moment, Albert.
I think that punch is now gone. What I was saying is Charlie Gathers really left the point. I'd have to say that the whole Lenny Karlheim. You know what?
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops this bout at 39 seconds of the first round. Your winner as a result of tap out by armbar in the blue corner, Cody.
Welcome back to this special edition of the MMA Rundown, the Complete Devastation MMA 7 Fallout. Albert, we're going to talk about the best walkout songs of the night.
Our guys come out to some great tunes. You know,
I'm telling you what.
There were times, I don't know if you, I know you actually, you know, because we would catch eyes and the music was just so, it was rocking, like, you know. Exactly. I'm grooving out to it. Drew's in the cage, you know, being professional as he can, but you can tell his toes tapping.
Oh, yeah, you can, every now and again, if you come to these events and there's a kicking song being blasted through the speakers, you'll see me bouncing my head a little head banging action going on.
Well, there was 4, I think, that stuck out in our minds. Drew, why don't you kick us off number 4?
All right. Brandon Lux, Rammstein's Du Hast, one of my favorite songs. Just an electric entrance, and anytime anybody comes out to that song, you can't help but feel pumped.
Everyone in Altoona loved it. And Brandon Lux, again, really saved the opening bout of that card. Mm-hmm. He took the fight. He didn't have to. Neither did Caleb Dobosh, but they came together. They threw it out. But so Brandon Lux, you know, for that being the first song that Altoona heard that night, that was a great way to get the night started. All right.
Number 3, Lenny Karlheim. Volbeat's A Warrior's Call, another great song.
I love that song.
That song was just made for MMA.
There are times where I hear that song where I think, you know what, I'll fight.
Yeah,
I'll fight. You know, and then I look down at my gut and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go like, calling fights. And again, Lenny Karlheim, the king of the Altoona amateurs. That people know that's his theme. So whenever they hear the song, they just know that, you know, Lenny's coming out to put the stamp on kids.
All right, number 2, Tyler Saltsman. NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. You got to give credit to a guy like Tyler Saltsman. He's tough enough to come out to NSYNC.
Brett Schoenfeld said he was thinking about coming out to Katy Perry, but he ended up coming out to Five Finger Death Punch. We're at the AV table. Our producer, our director of production is getting all the videos ready, and I see Tyler Saltzman's video. And I hear NSYNC. I'm like, no, someone's messing with you.
Somebody's got to be messing.
Someone's kidding with you. They're trying to pull a joke on Tyler Saltzman. I don't think that's what it is. Now, scouting the fights as well as I did, I know that all of his fights in Ohio, Tyler Saltzman came out to Not Afraid by Eminem. So I go up to Tyler, kind of sheepishly, because frankly he's dangerous. Yeah. And I'm like, Tyler, what song are you coming out to tonight? And he's like, Bye 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 by NSYNC. Thank you, sir. That's all I needed to know. And you know, he even mentioned it with his MMA Cage 9 interview. You know, that's just what he wanted to come out to, and it sounded good for him, I guess. I'm not going to tell him otherwise.
What more can be said? And we're not. And Tyler, we're not busting on you.
No.
We give you a lot of credit for coming out to that song. And of course, the number 1 entrance had to have been Charlie Gather's Walkout, from the John Carpenter theme to Halloween into this custom-made rap song that was made specifically for him. Wow.
The whole thing had a presence. First, it started out with the heart monitor going flatlining.
Right.
Then it started out with the Halloween theme that Charlie's always come out to, which is, I mean, that gets your blood pumping to begin with.
Right.
And then it kind of segues into this really tense, kind of frantic kind of thing. And then you just get slugged with this rap about Charlie Gathers. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of rap. But I mean that song still got you going. That was one of the songs, you know, like he was tapping his toe. I was acting a fool at the broadcast booth. It was a good song to come out to.
That was one of those where I was in the ring, I was in the cage, headbanging, just kind of rocking out. Unbelievable. And of course, you can see all types of entrances, all sorts of great action. Just an incredible production when you come out to Complete Devastation MMA. Complete Devastation MMA 8, by the way, I do want to mention, will be March 2nd at the Blair County Convention Center. Pray that the Mayans are wrong about the end of the world thing, because you are not going to want to miss Complete Devastation MMA 8. We will have more information on that as the card becomes assembled, and you can visit CompleteDevastationMMA.com closer to the date for ticket information.
I don't think the Mayans want to have to tell Lenny Karlheim or Charlie Gathers that you can't fight because we predicted the end of the world.
Tell you what.
Not if they know it's good for him.
Tyler Saltsman will throw down on him too.
Absolutely.
Coming up, speaking of Charlie Gathers and Tyler Saltsman, it's go time. That match is next.
I'll talk about it later. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the back. Expect to obey them and me at all times. Any questions, Tyler? Charlie? Let's go back to the count.
The pro debut of the Daywalker and the Madman, Drew.
I'm rushing over to my seat right now. This is the fight I have waited 7 months to see.
This is huge.
It's go time, Albert.
Oh my. There's been so much bad blood between these two. Saltsman.
I even hate to do commentary during this.
Oh, yeah. Saltsman is a huge deal out in Ohio. Charlie Gathers, of course, a huge deal here in Pennsylvania. The fight was supposed to take place in Bollesburg. Gathers back out of the fight.
Oh my God!
Oh! Saltsman taking him down, but he ate some knees on the way. Now, Drew, Saltsman is a grappling expert, but so is Gathers.
The war of words on Facebook. Social media has been so intense between these two. Gathers blocking Saltsman from his Facebook account. He didn't want to hear any of the trash talk anymore.
Saltsman's looking for a mount. Drew, the bad blood is settled here tonight. Win or lose, it's over. These guys they're coming to a head. This is what we've been waiting for.
Like I said, I've been looking forward to this fight. We were going to see it October 20th.
Tyler Saltsman cranking on the ribs of Gathers. The crowd, Saltsman's corner calling for a body head combination.
This crowd's solidly behind Charlie Gathers.
But, you know, State College is aptly represented. There are some folks here tonight. This is not where Charlie Gathers wants to be. This is Tyler Saltsman's wheelhouse.
What does Gathers have to do right now?
Well, first he wants to not get hit in the head. He wants to stand up. I have to think that. Oh,
so far he is
combinations.
So far, Saltsman is hitting him in the head.
Yeah.
God.
Oh.
Solid shots.
This is not where Charlie Gathers wants to be. Drew.
No, this is definitely not where Gathers wants to be.
Saltsman is right where he. This is Saltsman's wheelhouse. This is where Saltsman has won his fights. He's fought in amateurs before. If he had the 5-minute round, he believes those fights would have ended differently. This is Saltzman's opportunity to win the fights the way he wants to win them.
Gathers getting a shot in now. Gathers fighting back.
That looks like it pissed Tyler Saltzman off a little bit.
Yeah. Charlie Gathers has got to get up.
Now, Drew, I think you and I have had private conversations about how this fight's going to go. Saltzman is dense, and when I mean dense, he's muscularly dense. But Charlie Gathers has got the wiry muscle fibers that are just explosive. I think, you know, somewhere in our minds we knew the fight was going to end up here for a little bit, but this fight is far from over.
The question is, Albert, will this fight end early or will it go the distance?
Well, if the fight ends early, it's because Charlie scored the knockout. If the fight goes to decisions, because Tyler Saltzman was able to keep his pace.
Saltzman with another shot and another
Drew,
shot.
those short right hands are hurt.
They're
they're quick. Like,
I'm sure they don't tickle.
oh, what I'm saying is like they're mechanical almost.
All right, Charlie has got to get up. He is in dangerous territory.
Again, the wrestling wheelhouse. Tyler Saltzman wants to stop this fight. Oh no. Saltsman's in danger, or Gathers is in danger. I have to think Gathers almost, rear naked choke. Charlie needs to pull that hand off the top of his head.
Oh, no.
Gathers loses by submission. Tyler's a daywalk for Saltsman victorious.
My God.
Tyler Saltsman wins his pro debut. Such a show of respect. This has been so heated, and it's over. Finally, it's over. We're going to take Drew to the cage for the official decision. Tyler Saltsman and Team Titan PA victorious here in Altoona, PA. Tyler Saltsman victorious. Reminds me of Art One Glove Jimmers from UFC 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee stops this bout at 3:39 of the first round. Your winner via tap out by rear naked choke in the red corner, Tyler the Tailhawker Saltsman.
Tyler Saltsman winning his pro debut in our main event here tonight. Charlie Gathers, no slouch.
And the war of words is over. And what an unbelievable match. What an unbelievable bout that was.
As good as that fight was to watch on your TV at home, 20 times better, 30 times better actually being there and seeing it live, because the crowd just poured so much into it. After the fight was over, I almost felt a sense of loss because we built the fight up so much, and then it was over. And it was kind of sad. But then you realize that a Tyler Saltsman and a Charlie Gathers will fight another day. And it's up to you guys to be there live in attendance to see these guys throw down.
Now, from what I understand, though, they said that they would not. Charlie, I think that feud is done. That Tyler got the better of him.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's nothing more to prove.
I spoke to Charlie, and he said, if the fight ends cleanly, there is a clear victorious winner. There's no question about it. There is no need to rematch.
Right.
And now, they've buried the hatchet. They've squashed their beef. Now there's just no reason to go after each other anymore. So it's done. It was a great fight, and I'm glad to watch it.
But for both parties involved, that's not to say that we wouldn't like to see it happen all over again. If you guys sit and think about it, maybe work something out for another date, we would love to see you two guys get back into the cage and square off once again.
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for this special edition of the MMA Rundown. Join us next week for episode 21, where it's back to business as usual. I'm Drew Shannon.
I'm Albert Cameron.
Have a great week, and we will see you next week right here on the MMA Rundown.